Let me ask you something. How many business books, podcasts, or courses have you consumed in the past year? And how much of it have you actually implemented? You see, we live in a world and an era where we're information rich, but implementation poor. Knowing more isn't the problem, doing more is. And in this episode, I'm going to show you why most entrepreneurs stay stuck, the hidden cost of consuming without acting, and the exact shift you need to become implementation rich so you can finally start seeing results and making money. Let's dive in. A couple of months ago, I was promoting my 10K offer challenge. And one of the gentlemen on my email list was emailing me back and forth about it. He was very curious about the challenge, whether he should buy a ticket and come. Part of me was like, bro, it's one of the most affordable things I offer. Just buy a ticket and come. Like, you can't lose. But he was like wanting to make sure it was a good fit for him. And he started to list all the things of mine he's already purchased. Every course of mine he's purchased. He has both of my books. And he's been a customer for maybe 5 or 6 years. And I said, well, let me ask you this. How's business going? Like, where are you in business right now? What's your biggest challenge? And then he said something that just like slapped me across the face. It felt like pouring ice water on my head. He said, oh, I haven't launched yet. I said, what? You have all my courses. You've read both of my books. You've been in one of my paid communities. And you've been following my stuff as a paid customer for at least 4 or 5 years. And you haven't even launched a business yet? I about like reached through the screen to strangle the guy. I was so frustrated, but it's partially my fault. You know, I feel like my job as a coach is to get people to take action rather than to just learn lots of stuff. So it made me question, like, am I doing a good enough job coaching? But part of it is just human nature. This guy, there's nothing unique or wrong with this gentleman. He represents the majority of my students, even my paid students who love my stuff, air quotes, consume every episode of the Graham Cochran Show, every video I've ever done, read my books, and they're not doing anything with it. This is you. This is your clients if you have them. This is most people. We think we want more and better information because we think there's something we don't know. If I just knew the thing, then I would be rich or successful or skinny or whatever your thing is you're looking for. In my case, I help entrepreneurs create more money, cut their work hours in half, and have more purpose in what they're doing. And they think there's got to be something else. If Graham would just say, if I could just learn, or maybe Graham's not enough, I need this person's book and this person's podcast, and you're listening to all of them. You're subscribed to every YouTube channel. But actions speak louder than words, and actions actually create results. Learning doesn't create results. Learning is the beginning to know what actions to take, but learning doesn't create results. So let's think about it. We are trapped in information overload. Like, it is insane. It is absolutely insane. Google changed the game. The internet changed the game, and then Google just allowed us to access everything easier. This was like 20 plus years ago. But think about the era we've come from. We've come from search engines giving us access to the entire internet. And then you've got YouTube University, as we all call it. YouTube is just such a gold mine for training. I mean, you're probably watching this on YouTube right now. And if you're not watching, you're listening to the podcast of this. Podcasts, like, they already died and came back. Like, podcasting was invented in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, had a few years in the limelight, but then nobody cared. They died. Then they came back, and now they're huge. So there's anything you want to learn, get on YouTube, find a podcast for it. Like, you don't have to even go to school. And then there's all these beautiful online courses. I've helped thousands of people launch their online courses. I've made millions of dollars selling online courses. And online courses, for the most part, are really good and really helpful. So much information. And then 2023 comes around, and ChatGPT and the age of AI explodes. And now, bro, you don't even need to watch a video. You don't even need to read a book. You can just talk to Chat or your AI engine of choice, and you have access to so much. You would think we would all be millionaires by now. Friend, if this is fun little side tangent. If you're a coach or you sell coaching or whatever, and you're afraid that you're going to be replaced by AI, no, you're not. Because even though people think that you're replaceable with AI, they ain't going to get results with AI. Why? Not because AI doesn't give good information. No, it's because people don't take action. And if they do, they try for a month and they ain't disciplined to stick with it. So you're not going anywhere. You're not replaceable by AI. Your information might be replaceable, but you as a coach, your job is to impart belief and shift beliefs and help people become the person they need to become to do the thing that you're telling them to do, to have the thing they want to have. And AI can't make that happen for them. So here's the problem. You got all this information. There's a psychological dopamine hit from learning. When you learn stuff, it literally puts chemicals in your body. Like, ooh, that's new. Oh, that's cool. That feels good. Like, if you're not into learning, you're missing out. Like, learning literally puts pleasure chemicals into your brain, and it makes you feel good. And it's awesome to learn. I got books behind me. I've read every single one of those books probably 4 times. I love books, and that's just a fraction. I got a whole bookshelf over here, and then I got a whole bookshelf at the house. This is just here at the office. And I got my Kindle full of books. I love books. And you get that dopamine hit and that rush. And I've learned so much from books that has made me money. But it's not the learning that made me money. It's the using the information that's made me money. So we love learning if you're a learner. Learning feels good. Doing feels uncomfortable. There's a discomfort in doing. Oh, I got to do something new? That sounded good in a book, but now I got to actually go out there and offer somebody a $10,000 offer. I got to go out there and actually launch my business. I got to actually film a YouTube video. Like, it made so much sense when Graham said it in his book. Now I got to do it. I don't know. It's discomforting to have to do. And then you've got the problem with the brain confusing learning with progress. Learning is the beginning of progress. You need to learn new things to do new things, but learning isn't the progress. Learning isn't the doing. So you can almost feel like, oh yeah, I know all about sales copy. Oh yeah, I totally understand the psychology of high ticket offers. Oh yeah, YouTube makes so much sense to me, but what are you doing with it? You might feel like you have done it, but you haven't. I fell into this trap for a while in the money space. When I was learning about money, AKA I have a paycheck coming in. This is before I was an entrepreneur. I better learn how to manage this money and create some wealth, because I ain't going to make a lot of money because I don't have a high-paying job or a skill set that's high-paying. This is what I thought. This is what I told myself for 4 years. I'm a musician by trade. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make a lot of money. So I better learn how to invest. And so I started reading books about investing and stock market and real estate, tax strategy and personal finance. And I became obsessed, and it puffed me up with knowledge, and it felt good. It felt empowering. Actually, I was really scared of money. When you just don't understand something, it feels a little overwhelming. And so I felt like, I don't know, I never really learned a lot about money growing up, and I don't know anything about investing, and I'm sure you have to be really smart. So when I started to read books, it actually took a lot of that overwhelm and fear away. And I realized, it's actually a lot simpler than I thought. That's good news. Whew. But then I fell into the trap of feeling like I was good at managing money and feeling like I was an investor because I knew all this stuff and I understood how index funds beat, money managers 99% of the time, and they can't beat the market, and compounding interest, and buy and hold. I was like, I felt so smart, but I wasn't doing anything. And I literally knew all the stuff to do, but I wasn't investing in my 401k at the time. And I remember being in my office. I worked at this software company, and one of my buddies sitting next to me in the cubicle was talking about the 401k and how he maxes his out, and asked if I was investing in my 401k. And I was like, oh, no. I mean, I'm going to. Like, I totally understand it. I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. And he's like, but you're not investing in it yet? And I was like, no, I guess I haven't started it. He's like, bro, like every month you don't invest, you're missing out. Like, what are you doing? And he called me on it. I was like, I've got like 10 books at home on investing and why you should take advantage of tax advantage accounts. And I have a tax advantage account called the 401k, and I'm not even putting any money into it. Like, what am I doing? And I was like, I should probably do the thing I read about. We all fall into this trap. We are information rich, but we're implementation poor. There is a high cost of being implementation poor. Number one, opportunity cost. The most expensive thing you'll ever pay for is missed opportunities. Literally, it's a term in investing. People go, there's a risk in putting my money in the market. I might lose it. There's a risk in not putting your money in the market. It's called an opportunity cost. It's a real cost in finance. There's an interest cost. Let's say you borrow money to buy a house. You get a mortgage. This is something a lot of people understand. You're like, I don't like having a mortgage. There's an interest rate on there of 7%, 6%, 5%. I'm paying 7%, let's say, on interest on this mortgage, on this debt. Yes, that is a cost you are paying to have the debt, to service the debt. But now you own this asset that will grow over time. And you're paying in 7% interest on the 7% interest on the 80% you borrow. Let's say you put 20% down. But you're going to earn, if the house doubles in value over 7 to 10 years, that rate of return isn't on, you didn't have to put the whole amount of money in. You're getting leveraged outsized returns because you only put a down payment. So you could lose your money. The house could go down. Absolutely. But the data will tell you that it likely won't. And over time, when you hold real estate, it only gets more expensive. Hello, look around. It's way more expensive than it was when your parents had a house. Well, it's way more expensive than when I bought my first house, and I ain't an old friend. So you're paying a cost either way. The question is, which is the greater cost? It's the same with investing in coaching, right? One of the things that I try to tell people when they're like, I don't know, Graham, about hiring your coaching. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to force you to do anything, but you got to understand, if you're looking at the price of my coaching and saying that's expensive and not looking at the other thing that you're paying for, you're missing out. You pay either way. None of us get out of here without paying. There's a cost either way. There's the cost to hire me as your coach. Let's say it's $250,000 for my VIP day. You're like, I don't know about $250,000, Graham, for coaching. Yeah, that's a lot of money, maybe. But if you don't, you're not going to probably make the $2 to $5 extra million in your business per year that you could get when you implement the stuff I'm going to talk you through in your VIP day. So yeah, maybe $250,000 is expensive. When I look at the math, that's a lot cheaper than an extra $2.5 million per year in your business. It's a cost either way. So every hour, think about this, every hour you spend consuming more information without acting on what you already know is an hour you're not building. And I love learning. Heck, my Monday is called my thinking day. All I do on Monday is think. I read, I listen to podcasts, I watch coaching trainings, and then I take out my journal or my Google Docs and I come up with thoughts, frameworks, ideas. I think. I spend a whole day a week doing this. That's how much I value learning. But that doesn't make me the money yet. If I only did that and didn't act on it, I wouldn't make money. I spend way more time implementing than I do learning. And I learn a lot. Some people they know a lot and they do a little with it. I know a little and I do a lot with the little I know. When I learn something, I run that play hard, until it doesn't work anymore. So there's an opportunity cost every time you're just like, let me learn some new stuff versus implementing what you know. Number two, and you've fallen into this is the paralysis by analysis. The more options you consider, the less likely you are going to take action. You're stuck in research mode. There's a beautiful book called The Paradox of Choice. Schwartz, I think is the last name. I'm forgetting his first name. You can put it in the comments below. I'm blanking on it. I don't have it in front of me right now. But in The Paradox of Choice, he does this research and shows that when presented maybe 2 to 3 options, people can make a choice. When they're presented 5 to 10 options, they get stuck and they're having a hard time making a choice. And when they do make a choice, their satisfaction in that choice plummets versus being shown fewer options. So like if you're going to house hunt, showing you 10 houses actually won't help you. Showing you 3 good options, you'll actually pick one faster and be happier with the one you chose. It's fascinating. So if you are reading 10 people's business books and not implementing, you're missing out. If you have 10 coaches teaching you the same thing, you're probably not going to do anything with it. Pick your coach for this thing, for this season. Pick a strategy, pick a playbook, and run that person's play. Like if I'm your coach, go all in with me. Come to my challenge. Heck, I'm doing depending on when you watch this, I'm hosting a private dinner mastermind in Las Vegas on September 15th. Only 7 seats, and right now there's at least 4 seats available, I think. Might be fewer by the time this is out. As of this taping, there's 4 seats left of the 7. Come spend an evening with me. We'll probably figure out your next $100,000, $200,000 move in that dinner, right? Come spend a night with me and we'll make that happen. come to my challenge, buy my books, join one of my coaching programs, like do something, go all in with me. And if it ain't with me, go all in with somebody, pick a coach and say, for this season, I'm going to only listen to this coach and run her play, run his play, squeeze every bit of wisdom and experience out of this person so I can time collapse my results. The only reason you get a coach is to time collapse and get results you're not getting. That's what we do. That's what I do for my clients. Hopefully that's what you do for your clients. So don't be stuck in paralysis by analysis. Don't research a bunch of people. Just pick somebody, go all in. The other problem with all this information and being implementation poor is it creates a cycle of dependence. You're always waiting for the next secret. You know everybody's secret, but you're waiting for another one? Friend, there are so many ways to win in business. You don't need the next secret. Here's the secret. The people that win in business are the people that do the thing. Every single day, they show up and they do the thing. Now, contrast that with people like myself and a lot of my clients. We're not the smartest tools in the shed. I mean, my clients arguably are smarter than me, but we have made millions off the backs of imperfect action. My first video on YouTube is horrendous, but I started and I committed to posting every single week, and I have since 16 years ago when I started. Haven't missed a week. Wow, that's something. What would happen if you posted a video every week for 16 years? Something good, probably. You'd probably get really good at YouTube. I launched my first course and it was okay, but it was a bunch of videos that I sold in a zip folder and I sold through PayPal. And it wasn't even shot in HD. I didn't know how to screen record or use an HD camera because I didn't have one. So I didn't wait around until I had that capability or a better camera. I just used what I had. My wife had this little camcorder for our vacations, and I bought some software, and I was like, it looks okay. It's a little grainy when you blow it up, but whatever. And I made my first $47. And then that helped me learn how to make a better course, and then a better course, and then I grew my audience. My best-selling course in my first business, The Recording Revolution, was a little $97 course called Rethink Mixing. I sold it for 7 years and made over $1 million with this little thing, not shot in HD. It could be so much better, but it got so many people results, and I was like, you know what? This little imperfect course is printing money. I'm just going to stick with it. Imperfect action. Imperfect action is what wins. So real quick, before we make the shift, there are 4 reasons why most people default to consuming. Number 1, there is a fear of failure. What is the only way to guarantee that you won't have to experience failure? Don't do anything. So consuming, like what you're doing right now, which I'm proud of you. This is why I want you to consume this, but then I want you to do something with it. Consuming feels safe. Doing feels risky. And that is just a human thing. It is so risky for me to put out content because I get haters and I get people that say this wasn't great, or I hate your hair, or I don't like the intro music, or whatever. It's risky to launch a new offer because what if nobody buys it? What if they do, right? It feels safer to consume, feels risky to do. So there's a fear of failure. That's number 1 reason why people just consume. Number 2 is perfectionism. People want to wait until they know enough and they've got it all dialed in. Please don't wait for that. The only way to learn is to do, right? The analogy I think about all the time is swimming. You could not read enough books or watch enough movies or hire enough swimming coaches to know enough about swimming without ever jumping into the water and swimming. Like, you just can't. The only way to learn how to swim is to swim. You got to jump in the water. It's the fastest way to swim. Same thing with riding a bike. You could watch a million YouTube videos about riding a bike and you want to wait till you feel perfectly like, I know enough about riding a bike before I ride. Good luck with that. All that learning goes out the window. You get on that bike and you freak out. Your body has to feel it. You have to iterate. You have to react. There's comparison culture. This is the 3rd reason why people just default to consuming. Well, he knows more than me. She's more privileged than I am. They have access to things I don't have access to. They have more time than I do. They have more credibility than I do. Whatever, if you say so. The people winning, they're not any better than you. You're just seeing what you're seeing. You're seeing the good stuff because they're doing good stuff now. You just have to go, man. You have to go ugly early. No one can see you. They won't see your warts because no one's watching you, but you got to get going. Stop comparing. Like, just unfollow everybody. Like, who cares what they're doing? What I'm doing has no bearing on your ability to make a killer business and be profitable and serve a ton of people. Like, it has nothing to do with you. It's literally not even related to your life. And then number 4, there's an addiction to novelty. There's just and all entrepreneurs struggle with this shiny object syndrome. Ooh, I like that idea. Ooh, I like that marketing tactic. Ooh, I like that platform. This is the new thing in YouTube. This is a new thing in Instagram. It's fun, right? You're just chasing the next shiny thing. It will kill you. Shiny will kill you. Run the play over and over again. Myron Golden says it best. When you find something that works, don't get bored with it. Get paid with it. Right? So here's the shift, my friend. We got to shift from learning mode to execution mode. So this is what I call the implementation rich mindset. You learn 20% of the time and you do 80% of the time. Learn 20, do 80. For every hour you spend learning, spend 4 hours doing the thing you learned every time you learn something new, right? So it should be way weighted to implementation. Just default to doing more. Now, just doing for the sake of doing won't get you anywhere. You have to know what to do. But here's the powerful thing. There's something I teach called the 64-4 rule. You're familiar with the 80-20 rule, Pareto's principle. 20% of your inputs lead to 80% of your outputs. So 20% of what you're doing right now in your business is responsible for the majority of your success in your business. Well, the 64-4 rule is the 80-20 of the 80-20. So what is the 20% of the 20%? So you look at the 20% of the things you're doing that really make a difference in your business. What's the 20% of those things? This would be 4% of the whole pie. Well, 4% of what you're doing, 20% of the 20, generates 64% of your results, which is 80% of the 80. 64% of your results come from 4% of your tasks. 64% of your income is coming from 4% of your customers. 64% of your income is coming from 4% of your offers. So what that means is you don't have to do all the things. You just got to find the things that work and then just do those things. That's why for years I've posted a YouTube video every week and I've had a funnel selling things automatically in the back end when people join my list, and I've done promotions to my list. I mean, that's it. Millionaire. And I've done it twice in 2 different industries. Like there's nothing fancy about this, but you find the 4% and you do a lot of it. So think about the 64-4 rule. Figure out what's the stuff that really moves the needle in my business. Number 2, I love this. And I think I learned this or heard this for the first time from Tim Ferriss. I'm going to give him credit because I think that's where I first heard about it, is just-in-time learning. We've all done this. I don't sit around studying how to fix my toilet when it's not flushing correctly. It's not something I do regularly. But I have done it when my toilet wasn't flushing correctly. And I looked up a YouTube video real quick, figured out the problem, and then solved it and implemented. That is called just-in-time learning. You learn only what you need to learn for what you need to do right now. So for example, in the money space, go back to the story I told you about learning about personal finance. This is where so many people get caught up. They spend so much time obsessing over complicated tax strategy and how they can not pay federal income tax, and they could do 1031 exchanges, and they can do cost segs and accelerated depreciation if they buy some rental real estate. And it's like, you don't even put money in your retirement account and you still have credit card debt. Like, bro, who cares about tax strategy right now? You don't need to learn that right now. You know, you need to learn, and more important, you need to do, you need to pay off those stupid credit cards and start shoving money in your retirement account. Those are 2 levers you haven't pulled yet. So just do those. Learn about the tax strategy when you're making $1 million a year and you're paying hundreds of thousands to the government unnecessarily. Yeah, then figure out tax strategies so you can keep more of your money and invest it in your business or in something else, or give it away to somebody instead of giving it to the government, right? Learn what you need to learn for right now. This is going to help you not get overwhelmed by all the things like, oh gosh, I got to learn ads or sales copy or YouTube or blah, blah, blah. I got to get the right camera. No, you don't. Learn what you need to learn for your next step, and then do that next step. And then when you're like, okay, I don't know how to do this, then learn that. Is making sense? So just-in-time learning. And then this is a simple one, the 20-minute rule. When you're researching something, just give yourself 20 minutes to figure it out, max. And this is so much easier now with AI. Like, just open up ChatGPT or open up Gram AI if you use Gram AI. Like, 20 minutes. Don't spend longer than 20 minutes. I do this with vacations. Like, we booked a resort for Hawaii in the new year. I'm taking my wife. We're about to celebrate 20 years of marriage. How cool is that? Praise the Lord. Come on, somebody. And we still like each other. 20 years of marriage, right? And so we're going to celebrate. We're going to go to Hawaii. And so I was like, well, what island? What resorts? There's so many options, blah, blah. It could be overwhelming. And then all of a sudden you realize, well, there are all these Hawaii bloggers and Hawaii YouTubers, and I got to watch all their videos, and they're so well crafted. I got to stick to the end, and I got to watch that video. I'm like, I don't have time for this. So ChatGPT, gave myself 20 minutes. I was like, hey, Chat, this is the deal. I'm taking Shay to Hawaii for a 20th anniversary. I want a luxury resort. I don't want it to be crowded. I don't want to see kids, and I love kids, but not on this trip. I don't want to see kids. I don't want it to be crowded. I want it to be like Shay really likes a lot of like jungle and like, trees and plants. I want it to be wellness related because we have a whole biohacking like stuff at our house: sauna, cold plunge, PEMF, red light therapy. We have all these different things, right? We want to be able to do like a lot of wellness stuff. They got to have wellness things. We want this, and this. Give me 3 options in this price range and make the case for why they're a good fit for me, and rank them in order of what you think is best for me. Boom. Then I read the options that Chat gives me 60 seconds later. Then I go read TripAdvisor reviews on those 3, or look up a couple different things. And then I'm like, I think we figured out the one we want to do. Right? Like, I don't want to become an expert on Hawaii. I just want to go to Hawaii. But I also don't want to waste my money. I live in Florida. That's really far from Hawaii. Right? And we ain't flying coach. We flying Delta One, baby. Lay flat bed. So I'm not going to spend $15,000 to $20,000 on flights and not like the hotel I'm getting to. So I want to get it right. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to give my life up researching it. Makes sense? Makes sense. So the 20-minute rule. And this is, let's go back to the power of coaching real quick. This is part of the power of coaching. When you spend good money on a good coach that has done what you want to do and shares the values you share, and you spend the money to work with them, especially one-on-one, you can have one 60-minute conversation with the right coach and get a year's worth of value. Like, you know exactly what to do, right? This is how I approach coaching. This is why I pay so much for one-on-one coaching. And I've hired one-on-one coaches. I've hired mindset coaches. I've hired public speaking coaches. I've hired marriage coaches. I've hired business coaches. I've hired then specific business coaches for specific things I want to learn. And so I will pay the person so I can ask one question or 2 questions or have one hour conversation with somebody and just shortcut the whole process and not have to learn everything they teach. I just need to learn the thing I need to learn right now. So I'll give you an example. I hired a coach recently, paid him $375,000, if you can believe it, and I get 8 hours of his time. I just did the first 2 hours within a couple of weeks of hiring him. And I was like, let's just focus on X, Y, and Z. 2 hours, it's all I spent with him. I learned exactly what I needed to learn for right now in my business. I have taken those 2 hours, and I've now generated $630-something thousand off the ideas from that 2 hours. So I've more than paid back the $375K. But not only that, I know what I'm running right now. And I have more questions, but I'm going to implement the mess out of what I learned in those 2 hours forever. It's not like a one-time thing. But before I even come back and ask more questions, I'm going to just run this play a lot. And then I'm going to bring another set of questions for something that's coming up next. Does this make sense? This is the power of hiring a coach, is that just-in-time learning. And you spend less time watching videos, less time reading a billion books, and more time getting the exact answer you need so you can run hard and implement the mess out of what you learned. So let's close this thing out. 5 steps to become implementation rich. Are you ready? Number 1, pick one proven strategy and commit. You don't need the best strategy. You just need one that works. You don't need my strategy. You just need one that works. It should be a proven strategy. Don't hire someone that doesn't have a proven strategy. Hire someone that's gotten those results for themselves and their clients. But pick one proven strategy for the thing you're trying to learn and commit to that strategy. And that to me means running that play at least a year. Number 2, set a time limit on consumption. So go back to the 80-20 learning versus doing. 20% learning, 80% doing. 20% learning, 80% doing. Learn on Monday, do Tuesday through Friday. Or do Monday through Thursday, learn Friday, and get excited for the weekend and come back. You could break it up for your day. You could do in the morning and then learn for an hour at the end of the day as your reward. Or you could learn for an hour in the morning and then do the rest of the day. The 80-20 learning versus doing. Number 3, measure results from implementation, not notes taken. Do not be the person, and I'm going to grab it here, because I am the person that has stacks and stacks of legal pads, notebooks filled to the gizzards. I got shelves full of notebooks from events, from courses. I love taking notes. Note takers remember stuff, right? And action takers are money makers, and taking notes is a form of action. But do not measure your results from all the notes you took. Like, oh, I got all these notes. Okay, that means nothing. Notes don't make you money. Implementation makes you money. So reward yourself or measure your progress based off of how much implementation did you do this week? How many emails did you send? How much progress did you make building out that offer or that sales page? Did you launch your challenge? Did you launch your webinar? Reward yourself for doing. Measure your progress by doing, not learning. Number 4, build accountability. We talked about this last week with the imposter syndrome. The number one way to beat imposter syndrome is to get in a room of people that don't think you're crazy. Actually, you feel crazy thinking you're crazy, right? So you need a coach. You need a mastermind, or at minimum, you need a peer group of people that are like on fire for expanding their world, helping a ton of people at a deeper level, and building a beautiful business that makes a ton of money. Because yes, you should want to make a lot of money. There's no reason why you shouldn't. But you got to be around people that think like that, sign off on that as a good thing, a noble pursuit, and actually want to pull you along. Be like, come on, what are you doing? Why didn't you launch yet? This is one of the things we do in my group coaching programs, whether it's my inner circle or other programs. It's like, hey, you said you were going to launch this thing last week. Did you do it? Oh, no. Do it, right? You need accountability. This is why you hire a personal trainer. This is why you go to a gym with a coach where they yell at you nicely. I didn't see you here yesterday. Where were you? Right? Accountability. Because having a gym membership doesn't get you in shape. Going to the gym and doing the workout gets you in shape. Can I get an amen? And number 5, adopt a test and learn cycle versus a study and wait cycle. You might be the person that is, I'm going to study and wait and see what happens. Nothing's going to happen. Reading doesn't make things real. Doing makes things real. Reading is the beginning, right? Robin Sharma says it. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, then in reality. Learning is the creating of it first in the mind. You learn something you believe, I think I can build $1 million a year business working 20 hours a week or less. You can, by the way. That's what I help my clients do every single day. But you got to believe that first. So that is like creating a reality in your mind. Oh, yes, I can imagine it. I believe it's possible. And not only possible, I believe it's possible for me. Great. That's awesome. But most people stop there. They learn and they wait for it to become a reality. It ain't going to become a reality. You're not going to manifest it just by learning and waiting. No, manifestation is literally a word that's been hijacked, by the way. Something manifests into reality when what? You do something in reality. What a concept, right? So instead of studying and waiting for something to happen, which you probably would say on the surface, yeah, that's dumb. I wouldn't do that. But functionally, that's what you might be doing. Dump that philosophy and turn into a test and learn. Everything's a test. Everything is an opportunity for learning. Putting out that offer is a test. Let's see. Do people like the offer or not? And let's learn from it. Test and learn. Test and learn. Don't wait on the sidelines while other people build a beautiful life and a really profitable business when that could be you. They're not smarter than you. I guarantee they're not smarter than you. They're not more talented than you. They're not more connected than you are. Sure, someone's got more smarts and more connections than you, but that's not most people. The people winning are the people that are willing to put themselves out there because they got sick and tired of not, right? I put myself out there not because I was like, I'm ready to start a business, because I was sick and tired of being on food stamps and being broke, and I was embarrassed and ashamed. I was like, I got to figure something out, right? Learn and test and learn and test and learn over and over. It's that cycle. That's how you win. It's the only way to win. Is this resonating with you? I hope so. So let's wrap this up. Information does not equal transformation. Implementation leads to transformation. And flip it for your clients. Giving them the best online course or putting out the best content doesn't give them results. Getting them to implement what you're teaching them gets them results. So your goal as a coach or a consultant is to be in the belief shifting business and the action creating business and the momentum creation business. Get them to a place where they feel like they will take that first step and then the next step and then the next step. Because once you can get them in momentum and start doing some of the things you're teaching them, then they're going to get results. And then they're going to give you a great testimonial. They're going to think you're great, which is only going to help you sell your thing. The only people that win are the people that do something with what you're teaching. And it's the same for you. The only way you're going to win is if you do something with what I'm teaching you. The winners in business aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who execute the fastest. That's it. Action takers are money makers. And if you take action quickly, you make money quickly. It's as simple as that. So if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment below and let me know what your big aha was from this lesson. If you're listening on your podcast app of choice, message me on Instagram and let me know what your big aha was from this lesson today. 2 ways you can get accountability and 2 ways you can grow. Number 1, if there aren't sold out, come to my Las Vegas dinner mastermind, even if you got to fly in. I'm going to link to that in the show notes below. There's only 4 spots left as of this taping, and it'll only be 7 total. So we're going to have a private room in a beautiful restaurant in Vegas, and we'll mastermind together, and I'll coach you directly for a fraction of what I charge for one-on-one coaching. A fraction. And dinner's on me. I'm buying, of course. So come for one of those. Grab one of those seats if they're still available. Either way, if you can't do that, come to the next 10K offer challenge. You'll get in a room where, yes, you're going to learn some new information, but here's the secret. The reason why the challenge works, the reason why people are getting results in the challenge, selling $15,000 offers, $30,000 offers, $40,000 offers. One guy even sold a $120,000 offer in the challenge. I know the only reason why that stuff is happening is because the challenge has been designed to get you to take action. I mean, it's good stuff too. Like, it's lights out. Don't get me wrong, but it's the action you're taking. So instead of coming to a webinar or buying a course and just watching a bunch of stuff, you will be doing the work. And in 5 days, you're going to have your $10,000 offer built, or your $20,000 offer, or your $5,000 offer, whatever price you choose. But you're going to have your high ticket, easy converting offer built. And some of you will have sold it in 5 days. Come on, somebody, let's go. I'm going to link to that below as well. All right? Friend, thanks for your time. I hope this was valuable to you today. Have an amazing week. I hope you learned something, but now I hope you go do something with what you learned and get the results you desire. See you on the next one.